Hi, my name is Loralei, and I've been living here in the Highlands of Panama for, I'd say, close to 7 years. I arrived here in 2013, and I had come on Jackie's Panama Relocation Tour in 2012. And so I had a chance to look all around Panama, but when we got to Bouqete, I sort of knew in advance that this was the right place. But as we drove in, I said, yes, this is home. And so I've been here now for that length of time. I've been living in this particular apartment for 4.5 years. It's owned by a Panamanian, and I absolutely love him. He's a great landlord, and I love this place. I'm originally from Arizona, and the reason I came to Panama was because I wanted to retire, and I had a limited budget, and so I was looking at the economical aspect of it. Well, my rent here is $350 a month, which is very economical for me. This includes the electric and the water. This is a 3-bedroom apartment, and I use one as an office and the other as my master bedroom. And then the 3rd bedroom, which doesn't have any windows, I use that as my workout room. I also have a sizable balcony outside that I have decorated and made it really homey and gave it some seclusion. And then there's a smaller balcony that goes all the way around the building and goes to the apartment next door. So we can travel back and forth that way if we like. I have a wonderful neighbor that lives next door. And right now I'm in the process of with the virus, I've been in the process of getting bored. So having been an interior designer, I decided to change up a little bit on my style. So I went from eclectic, I guess you'd call it, to boho. I like the bohemian style, and it has a lot of warmth. So I started with the bedroom first, the master bedroom. Then one thing led to another. I decided I needed to change my office. I did the office. And then I'll do a little bit in this room here in the living room. Not much, but a little in a few weeks. And so that's about it for the apartment. It's very nice. It has a mini super outside, downstairs, so if I need milk or eggs or just something to go down there for, then it's right there. It's very convenient. I'm about 5 minutes from downtown Bouqete, so it's a really short trip. And I shop there because they have quite a few shops that I do like. However, David is only about 40 minutes from here. It's where I take my dog. I have a little dog that I take for grooming there, and I do my monthly shopping in David. As I said, I'm a designer, so the fabrics that I purchased in David, and it's really amazing because the fabric for this sofa, which is a sort of an ultra suede type of fabric, very thick, I paid $6 a yard for this fabric. And in the States, it would have been $35 a yard. When I made the drapes were 103 inches wide, which is great for drapery fabric, and that fabric was $6 a yard as well. So there are a lot of bargains here in Panama that I truly enjoy. A lot of times you pay more for the American labels, that sort of thing, but if you cook and you cook with more of the Panamanian brands, your grocery bill is way down. And in Bouqete, They have a place that has every kind of vegetable, every kind of fruit that you can almost imagine. And I'm a big pineapple fan because I make Petitos piña. So basically it's a pineapple drink mixed with milk, and it's all crushed up in the blender, and that's what I have for breakfast. I absolutely love it. And then I've gone off into the mango, and I've tried raspberries and different types. People like to know about the safety here where I live, and that's a very common question. So let me tell you a little bit about that. I feel very safe here, extremely safe. There's 2 apartments here where I live, and the bottom door stays locked all the time. And it's metal, it's not wood. And then there was an incident where the back apartment had the decorative wrought iron on it. However, my apartment did not, because it faces the street, and so everyone can see it. However, one night, and actually I was awake at that time, I heard a little noise on my small balcony, and then I heard this little scrape, but I didn't think anything of it. The next morning, my neighbor and I realized that our propane tanks were confiscated with the connectors. So a propane tank here is $75 when it's full, but you're paying for the tank. And then you trade it in for $5.50. So when the tank is empty, you take your empty tank and you get a full one for $5.50. Now my propane for the hot water generally lasts 4 or 5 months. My propane for the kitchen lasts 1 year. So that's also very economical. However, if someone comes up and sneaks up and takes your propane tank, then that's money. Okay, so they took my connectors, and so therefore you're looking at $100. And my neighbor had 2 propane tanks and 2 connectors. So at that point, we talked to the landlord about it. He came up, he looked at the situation, and he said, well, I thought because you were in front that there wouldn't be a problem. So I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the decorative wrought iron bars on all your windows, because he was worried about my safety. But he also had cages built for the propane tanks, so that, and they have a lock on them, and they're attached to the wall, so therefore it's not that easy to sneak up and just take the propane tanks anymore. In the evening, this is very, very safe area where I am. I feel very, very safe when I go to Bouqete. And I actually feel quite safe when I go to David too, although I've never really been there in the evening, just in the daytime. As far as the language goes here, in David, most of the people there that may help you in a store only speak Spanish. In Bouqete, it's more common to hear English. I believe that English is the main language in Bouqete because of all the expats, I think. But I believe that if you live in a country, you should make an attempt to learn their language and not expect them to know your language. So I have been studying Spanish for quite a long time, and I try to work on it every day if possible. And I do quite well if I need to ask for something or see if they have something, or if I'm talking to the Panamanian person. I can go down to my landlord. I can speak to him in Spanish. I can tell him the problems that I'm having if there's a problem up here at the apartment. However, when he responds, that's when I'm totally lost. I have no clue as to what is being said. And Panamanians tend to talk very fast. So I'm always saying, oh, muy rápido, to let them know that they're speaking too fast. And then if they speak slower, I can get it, because even if you get a few of the words, you can sort of figure out what their response was. I want to talk a little bit about the hiking, because I do enjoy hiking here. And when I was moving here, I was mentored by a friend of mine who does a lot of hiking. And so I want to pass this advice on to anyone moving here. If you like to hike, buy your boots in the States, because it's hard to get good hiking boots here. The other thing that you would need is like a hiking rain jacket and rain pants, and a rain cover for your backpack. And you also need to get your poles in the States, because they're also a little bit difficult to find here. And so just keep that in mind. I've hiked quite a few places, the Pipeline, Caldera, really long hikes. But for the most part, you can choose what group you're going to go with, because they set it up where if you're not a real experienced hiker, like my friend is, then you can go in a group that is only going to hike for 2 hours, an hour in and an hour out. For the more experienced hikes, it could be 4 or 5 hours of hiking. Best advice for anyone who's planning to move here: do your research. Get online, do all the research that you need to know. You just can't come to a foreign country not knowing anything. You have to understand that the taxi cabs are yellow, and those are the only cars that you get into for your safety. There's a lot of other safety factors to take into consideration. Not to be overly trusting, not to go hiking alone or just with one friend. It's safer to go in a group. All of these things are important no matter what country you move to. And if you're thinking of moving to Panama, then do your due diligence and learn. Learn before you get here what you'll be facing.